the rest of the story. Drudgica Vlaco of Richland, Washington, was recovering from painful shoulder surgery in October of 2002. The medication prescribed for her discomfort was working only somewhat. And so it happened during the last weekend of the month that Drudgica began taking long walks along the Columbia River to clear a brain cloudy from pain pills and to drown her residual aching in fresh air. But it was wooziness or wishfulness or an outright miracle that caused to appear before the woman's weary eyes that evening, standing out there plain as could be on the windswept levee path, an angel. An angel. Now let's go back in time for an hour or so that same night. Bowie Simpson and his roommate Jim, also residents of Richland, had been looking forward to the Halloween party at their place since before the calendar had turned autumn. Most of their friends would be there, and best of all, they would arrive in an array of delightfully outrageous costumes, primed for Polaroids that would be relished for years to come. But it was at some point during that festive occasion that Bowie Simpson, on a whim, left the party for what ought to have been a brief stroll on the Columbia Levee nearby. He had been gone some while before pals realized and started asking, "Where's Bowie?" The queries were at first idle ones that punctuated the mostly frivolous conversation, but then Jim, growing concerned, began searching in earnest, and when that failed, a search party of costumed friends set out to haunt the night. Yes, they found Bowie, right where you knew they would, out by the lonesome levee path. But he was not alone. Oh, no. He was with a stranger, a woman. That's right. It was Drudgica Vlaco. Only she was prostrate on the rocky bank of the Columbia River. She was shoeless and shivering in the freezing cold, drenched to the bone, disoriented, and on the verge of delirium. For walking unsteadily along the river, she had tumbled in and almost drowned, had just barely managed to crawl out of the cold water, but as the temperature that evening was fast plunging to the low 20s Fahrenheit, and as there was nobody else around to see, she would almost surely have perished from hypothermia had Bowie Simpson not happened along. Halloween revelers carried Drudgica back to the Simpson home and summoned police. The facts were promptly sorted out, and the woman was taken to a nearby hospital where she quickly and fully recovered. And still, struggling in broken English, she kept trying to explain that she was lost until she looked up and saw an angel. The wonderful heavenly creature clad in white, replete with wings and a halo. An angel replete with wings and a halo. Maybe by now you've guessed that an angel costume was what Bowie had worn for the costume party that night, never imagining that he would become a guardian angel for real. Oh, did I mention that Bowie is Jim Simpson's 3.5-year-old yellow Labrador? A yellow lab, a dog whose breed was bred to retrieve. Only now you know the rest of the story.